What is going on? It's another Sunday. We're back. It is Clan Fett Live. Today, guys, we got so much news. We're going to break down some leaks and rumors of everything coming within the Mandoverse, heading into even Simon Kinberg's trilogy. We have so many things. What's next for Mando and Grogu? Is Rey and Ben Solo going to make a little introduction into this new trilogy? We have no idea, but that's why we're talking about it today. So, yeah, it's another beautiful Sunday. John, talk to us, man. How you doing this morning?
We're good, man. We're as you can tell with the change of scenery, we are out in Texas. We left our California home for the weekend. We're celebrating my brother-in-law's graduation. Shout out to my boy Ryan because he's joining the Coast Guard. So big ups to him. We came out to celebrate with the family, and then we'll be back on our usual schedule here on Monday. But yeah, man, we're here. It's a great time. It's hot. Not that humid, but I woke up today and we got a great chat going on, so we're here for it.
Beautiful. Hell yeah, man. Yep, the good old Midwest. It's nice and muggy. But yeah, like I said before we started, it's like, nice to have a little bit of nature in the background as well. So, yeah, dude, absolutely great. Good little weekend here, guys. Hope everyone else is having a good weekend. Also, today, if you guys did not know, we were doing our lightsaber giveaway from the Saber Company. Shout out to our boy, Mr. Win. He's going to be doing our little giveaway today. So he sent us a saber that he purchased from the Saber Company and wanted us to do something with it. So we turned that into a giveaway. And John and I both do work for the Saber Company. So if you guys have any questions about anything, you want to get any sabers, get any merch, any of that stuff, feel free to reach out to us and we'll help you to the best that we can. So today, midstream, we'll be giving out a lightsaber. So shout out to B Boy. Not too sure if he's in the chat today, but he's definitely here in spirit, and especially with the giveaway, it's coming from him. So we just supplied him with the platform. So can't wait to see who wins that. So yeah, dude, this is gonna be great. But hey, before we get started, let's hit the chat real quick. There's so many. There's so many. We got Clan Brandalorian in the building. Oh my goodness. Skywalker Ryan. We got Phantom Menace Dennis. We got Starfall. We got Mr. Brandon Baker, Nimble Saucepan, Jedi Steve Jarvo. Oh my goodness, Mando United again. We got Bones. Man, damn the chat is
Fran,
just spamming.
Brandon Baker, and then shout out Nimble, Zan Starkiller, my boy. Shout out Nimble Saucepan, sent me the first purchase of that shirt. Excited to see someone walking around with a Clan Fett shirt, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. I know he's over in Europe too, so that's gonna be even sicker, man. Be like, what's Clan Fett, mate? What is
Let me
this?
t
What is
let
this?
me tell
What is
you.
this rubbish? Be like, hey, it's not rubbish. It's peak. That's what it is. Who else we got? Just keeps going. April, what's up? What's up?
Shadow, our boy.
Yeah, Shadow. What is going on? That's another guy who has many lightsabers. Call him General Grievous.
hmm Phantom Menace Dennis, my boy.
Love to see it, man. Love to see it. What's up, Haja? There's Steph in the building. Yes, sir. Martinez family is popping in the chat. What's going on, everybody?
Clara Dune 55 up in here.
Damn. We're rocking. There we go. Yep, there she is. Clara Dune. Let's shoot. I don't know, dude. Should we before we get started, should we just run the givey, man?
Um, I mean, yeah, let's do it, dude.
Yeah, let's
Get it
do
out
it.
to the people, and then the people who want to stay and listen to us yap, they can stay and listen to us yap.
Yeah. Hey, Nimble, I didn't want to go too crazy on the on the what you would call it on the accent because I can't do it. I can't do it well. I didn't want to butcher it. Throw in Austin Snow real quick. All right, cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and run this up. I'm gonna shuffle the givey a little bit,
And
and
then real quick, Starfall, we've spoken on this a bit in the past. We would both love to see Keanu Reeves play Darth Revan. I think he would play it insanely well because I mean Keanu Reeves is the GOAT. I don't think the Devin will be Talon, and that's okay. She doesn't have to be, but I do think we've talked on this, but we do think she will be somewhat of a an accessory to Darth Maul, but not she
Mm,
doesn't have to be she doesn't have to be Darth Talon. She doesn't have to be implemented as that character. That can be its own thing. Then we'll still be excited for it.
that's facts. That's yes, I agree. Yeah, but yeah, we've definitely talked on it before. Did you ask us like a month or two ago? Because I think we even made a reel about it. Because we're like, you know what, that is a good part. Most folk wait for the giveaway, people. So stay tuned. Just kudos for everyone getting it done.
Yeah, I mean that's you know if that's what they're here for, get them in, get them out. And then our people who want to stay and listen, we're here every Sunday, so we'll be here regardless.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe yeah, we'll go ahead and run it right now. That way, we can start getting into the Star Wars. I almost clicked the end stream. Don't worry, Jedi Steve, you're already in there, bro. Don't even trip. All right, let's go ahead and pull this bad boy up. All right, guys, here we go. Whoever it lands on, that's who wins. So, John, you told me when to spin, bro.
Should we get a okay? Go ahead and hit it, man.
Drum roll. All right, who's winning? Who's winning the lightsaber today, guys? I'm a
Uh,
little nervous. I'm a little nervous. A
Adelphi,
Delphi
no way.
base. No way. A Delphi. Y'all got a saber coming your way. That is crazy work, man. Shout out to Delphi, man. Wow.
That's
Yeah, Haja, you were entered. We
Adelphi
hooked up the
Rangers.
regs. Wow. Crazy. Adelphi, are they here in the building? If they chime in late, they're probably just gonna be like, wait, what? What happened?
They'll be here at
So
some
yeah,
point.
there you go. There you have it. Shout out to Delphi. Let me hit that in the
I
chat.
I just copped the blue X-wing, so I was gonna send that to Adelphi also.
Oh, really?
Yeah, gotta get my Carson Tava.
You just steal the fig. Here, have the set. Let me get that. That's so funny. Yeah. So, if y'all can get a hold of Adelphi, tell him to chime in. One away. Congrats. Oh man, you're right there. But hey, for sure though, next givey we're definitely gonna give someone a Clan Fett tee. So just stay tuned for that. But yeah, really cool guys. That was great. Thank you guys for chiming in with that. Shout out to B Boy as well for making this possible. It's perfect. So, but yeah, here we are. Let's get it.
Let's do it.
So yeah, shout out to Delphi once again. They'll probably pop in at some point, and we'll just be like, "Hey man, you won a saber?" And they'll be like, "Wait, what? I really did." But John, where do you think we go from here with the Mandalorian and Grogu? I know it's part of the Mandoverse. I know it's going to be part of Ahsoka season 2 potentially and going forward, but we don't have any live action series or anything planned next officially from Lucasfilm and Disney. So where do you think Mando and Grogu, Din Djarin and Din Grogu go from here after the movie that we just watched? Where do they go?
I think it's got to be like, I keep hoping that they bring season 4 back from the trenches and that we, even if it's like 6 to 8 episodes, it gives us
I
some kind
agree.
of bridge into that Ahsoka season 2. Um, but it's like, they got to be like on, a hit list at this point for somebody. It's like they just took down the huts. There's a power vacuum for, the entire contingency of those like Crimson Dawn. Are they going to make a move? Things like that. And then, we have Mando here who's just been icing, Imperial remnant left and right. So it's like surely someone in the Imperial side is like, this guy's a problem. We got to take care of this. So I think I would like to see a little bit of a transition of engaging in, if it's the some type of Imperial remnant, and
Hmm.
then leading into Ahsoka season 2, where he now also knows of Thrawn or something like that. But I hope it's not just like we see them in Ahsoka season 2 when it's like, hey, we need your help to fight Thrawn.
Right. Yeah. I think that's a good start too because it's just like I feel like Thrawn just came out of nowhere and basically stole the show because it's like Ahsoka season 1, really cool entrance, and that's just kind of what the Mandoverse is that's it's Thrawn, man, because you want to kind of keep it on the side of Mando and Grogu, Ahsoka, even some of the characters from the Skeleton Crew. Book of Boba Fett, all those people. But at the same time, the entire Mandoverse is really going to be all about Thrawn. So I really think that's cool that they're bringing in a character like that to be the big bad. But in my sense, bro, I really don't even look at Thrawn as a bad guy. I don't know about you or anyone in the chat, but every time I see Thrawn, I don't see him like as a villain or see him as like a bad person. I do see him as a threat though, because that dude's cranial is different. He really, he's a strategic tactician. That's what he is, and it's really cool. Like even in Tales of the Empire, we get to see him kind of talk to Morgan Elsbeth about how the Empire is just not really ran greatly. And of course, we see that through Andor, we see that through Rogue One, and even
Hmm.
the entire original trilogy. So I don't know,
Yeah,
dude.
I
I
mean,
just really, yeah,
I mean, I keep saying it where it's like I keep Thrawn is my heir to the Empire, so it's like he's gonna
yep,
come back with full force, and like you said, it's like Thrawn would have shown up to Endor with 500 Star Destroyers instead of the Death Star, and would have iced the rebellion. Like Thrawn would have done things so differently had he been in charge, where it would have completely changed that whole scenario. So it's like I like that he's the big bad, and I agree with you. Like to me, like he's not well, yeah, he's an Imperial, so like bad dude, but like he's he's just a logistical mastermind, and it's like everything he does is you know for something two steps ahead. So like that's where it'll be very interesting to see. So it's like we're kind of getting that Avengers esque Marvel vibe, like you've been talking about with this Endgame theory. Um, but it's
yeah,
like surely they play it out and we kind of see where it's like he's gonna have them completely on the ropes, has to.
right, yep. Also, Adelphi just showed up in the building. Said he was outside getting some yard work done. Well, while you're mowing, you won a lightsaber. So, shout out to you,
Shout
man.
out.
Make sure I did DM you though, so make sure you tap in with me after the stream, and I'll send you the code, bro. So, congrats to you, bro. Amazing. I see. Who do I see right here? Who's this? Who is now? What's up? What's up, nerd? What's going on, man? Good to see you here, bro. Happy yard work day. I know I got to get outside and do some yard work too in the back. It sucks, but hey, that's what we do. Nimble does have a good point though. Thrawn ain't got the fear factor Palps and Vader had, but you just whatever the good guys are up to, Thrawn's two steps ahead playing chess while others are playing checkers, and that is exactly what he is. So yeah, we just touched base about how Thrawn is that strategic mastermind, and we see that on display in Ahsoka season 1. When they had the battlefield all mapped out, and Captain Enoch's just like, "What's our next move?" And he's just like, Ahsoka Tano is basically running into a trap, and she's not going to stop because she's the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker. So she's going to be up to no good whatsoever. She's not going to stop until she basically gets her way. And we see how that worked out. Thrawn was like, "Well, what we're going to do is leave, and she will not be like a threat to us anymore." So I think that's going to be a cool thing in the back of Thrawn's mind is like, she's in a different galaxy, the one that I was in, stranded for all these years. So now that's just one big problem he doesn't have to worry about now. So yeah, that's literally Thrawn playing chess while our little rebels crew is just playing checkers. So
Well, and he doesn't need to have the fear factor. Like part of the whole thing with Thrawn was it's like he doesn't need to have that impact of fear because his plan is already set up to succeed. It's like,
right,
yeah, I don't need to chase these guys. Like I don't need to pursue. I don't need to be that like I don't need to enforce on upon them because it's gonna happen by itself. Like I already have it set up. Like I'm gonna retreat, do my thing, watch from a distance, and like they'll trap themselves. Like
yeah,
easy. I knew they were gonna do that.
yeah, dude. I really do love the introduction for Thrawn. The one thing I do, I'm sad because I just know this is where Din Djarin's dying. He's going out in this way. And I think that's kind of what they do in The Mandalorian and Grogu is set up that connection between Rada and Grogu because I really do think that those two will be sidekicks in the future. Not together all the time, but I mean, how cool would it be to see a Hut species character and a Yoda species character just kind of like literally best friends, And they're also, I believe they might be the same age as well. I think they're both like in their like Yeah, I know Grogu's like 55, but Rada is like either in his late 40s, early 50s. So he's kind of like hitting his prime, and obviously, he can kick some ass. But I just
Rhoda,
think
hop
going
in this
forward,
X-wing with me.
yeah, for real. Hey, get on in here with me, man. That'd be so funny. Do Huts? How do Huts get places? Like I know that they have those like big carriers that they showed, like when they came and got Rada. But it's also just like, do they pilot anything, or do they kind of like chauffeured all the time?
They have to be chauffeured. Like, there's no way that. I mean, I don't know. We've never seen it in like at least to my knowledge, but it's like I would imagine them just like getting lifted into like a cruiser and then you know, bless you.
Appreciate it. I hit the mute button right in time. So yeah, I had to Google it, man. I just had to. I Googled, are there Hutt starships? And it says yes, there are several kinds of starships used by the Hutts in the Star Wars universe, but it says because the Hutt cartel is such a massive criminal syndicate, their fleets range from small patrol fighters to heavily armed capital ships. So yeah, they
Well, and
ain't flying nothing.
they got raiders and people on their payroll, so it's like we've seen pirates where it's like it's just random people, so they could have us like all kinds of species piloting their ships and things like that.
Yep, yep, I agree.
Whenever Merc is on the payroll.
Yep, whoever's on there. Thrawn is basically the definition of the art of war. Yeah, that's gonna be fire. Though we're gonna see like a completely different era of Star Wars because we're used to we're used to Palpatine and Vader ruling with fear, but it's what we're gonna be fearing is literally like Thrawn's tactics. Seeing how that
Admiral
goes
Akbar
forward. So
is gonna come out being like, oh, I took them out at Endor, and then Thrawn's just gonna mop them like
yep,
super quick.
yep. Hey, thank you, bro. I did sneeze. Appreciate you, Brandon Baker. But yeah, I don't know, dude. It's gonna be crazy if we just like sit here and talk about like all of the different ways of how like Din Djarin's gonna die.
And then
But
doesn't.
yeah, you're right. Like in every single episode of his own show, it looks like he's gonna die. And then oh yeah, Grogu's here to save the day. Oh yeah, here's Cara Dune to save the day. Like especially season one. So I don't know. There's just a lot of different ways that he could go out, but I think he's gonna go out strong, and I think it's gonna back him into a corner to where he's probably gonna have to sacrifice. Or he just gets into a problem. And God, dude, could you imagine like a Pedro Pascal like send off in Star Wars, like him maybe taking off his like helmet and just like looking at Grogu one last time, like dude, like they
No,
know they're gonna do something like that.
he has to go. He has to die like with them or something. Like it has to be. He has to be wounded and like because it's like you're just gonna leave all that Beskar. There's no way. Like
Ooh, yeah, dude.
you can't just leave him as a loadout like on the ground. Like that's coming with me. You got to give him a
What do we?
burial. We got to do like the full, like you know. Surely there's like a Mando right to. I mean, he's died in battle, so that's like their way to go out. But it's like, as a Jedi, do we put him on a pyre and like set him on fire type thing?
Yeah, yeah, dude. Because what would be pretty tight actually is now the armor can't die either. She has to survive. So what would be really cool is if Grogu either took Din's Beskar, maybe left his helmet, or just his shoulder pauldron with the Mudhorn signet on it. Maybe that's the one piece he keeps that he doesn't like melt down. So maybe he's able to take his helmet or even just like the chest plate, melt that down and recreate armor for Grogu then. And he
Yeah.
would always have Din with him, always.
Well, and you
So I
could.
think that would be kind of tight.
It would be like the arm, like because it's like he's not a human size, so it's like he wouldn't need the amount of Beskar to make a suit of armor for him. So like you said, they could melt down like the helmet and like the pauldrons or something, and that's a full set. And then it's like give the rest to to the young, and it's like as it should be, or like this is the way. It's
Yep.
like everybody gets Beskar from the boy.
Yeah. This is like fundamentally correct Beskar looting at its best right here. This is what we need. But it is just crazy how the Mandalorian and Grogu were like, dude, we thought like there was a huge chance that Din was gonna die. We thought so many different things were gonna happen, and then we just like went and just like had fun at a movie. Like the stakes weren't that high. Din getting bit by the dragon snake was really cool, you know. So that was kind of like his moment to kind of wind down and like, here's Grogu. Like this is the future character of Star Wars. So I don't know. It was kind of cool. It was nice. So I think going forward, we're gonna have a lot of stories, especially with series and movies. I think that's when we're really gonna get into the storytelling. So we'll see it all then. But yeah, I mean, the Mandoverse guys, like this is the new setting of Star Wars. You know, everything with Skeleton Crew, Ahsoka, Book of Boba Fett. You know, the Mandalorian. It's all coming together, man. I love it.
And with Skeleton Crew 2, didn't they get a confirmation for season 2?
I don't.
There's been something floating about that.
I think it's like it. I bet it's like in the talks because isn't it? Who's a showrunner for Skeleton Crew?
But anyways, that's my big like lead into Thrawn for a different like I keep talking about like Ad-Aton like being the source of money for his war. So it's
John
like
Watts.
I would really like to see that where it's like we get back to Skeleton Crew and it's like, hey, we have this Imperial presence end the season where it's, Thrawn rolling up to come loot this planet more or less.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, hey, I would love to see a Skeleton Crew season 2 just because like I've mentioned before, like I even have videos on it where I'm just like, hey, I absolutely need the I need all of the Mandoverse to at least have 2 seasons. Skeleton Crew needs one more. Book of Boba Fett needs one more. That way it can really all tie in. Because even like the title of this video today, guys, it's like the next decade of Star Wars. I think the Mandoverse will probably end within the next. It's hard to tell, you know, because it's just like we've been in this universe since 2019. This is where it all started, and they knew the Mandalorian was such a big hit that they're like, man, we got to make a spinoff. Oh, at the end of season 2, in the end credits, we're gonna show Boba Fett getting his own, you know, his own series, and then yeah, dude, I don't know, I it's just so hard to tell, but yeah, dude,
They also don't have to kill him, like that could be a thing where it's like we're gonna get to that point where, in the timeline we're leading into this, age where we're kind of like with Starfighter. Like it's now past we're gonna get to that point in time where all of our characters are too old. Like,
yeah,
you know, like Pedro's gonna well not Grogu. Like Grogu and Rada will be there. I don't know Zeb's aging. But it's like, some of those characters will be there, but all of our human characters are going to be capped, like
yeah,
Pedro's going to be 60 in the next like late 50s 60s in that 15-year gap, and it's like, okay, we can't have him just rolling around, so he could just retire and he's like, I'm going to stay with, I'm going to be with the armor, I'm going to be here on whatever planet we decide to set up, if it's back on Mandalore, and then it's like we continue the clan and you can always find me here or something like that.
yeah. I like that idea. I do think that's a good route too. I did see on Determined Focused, Will of the Force was talking about how Din is like Indiana Jones as well, and that is a good comparison.
Hmm.
Always love seeing those two just beat up bad people. Love it. Love to see it. Yep. Shout out Neil Nation, man. Steve Jedi Jarvo. I know it's in the profile picture, man. We love it. We got to have more Neil, dude. He's the king of aura himself. I love
My
Wim as well.
my $40
KB.
Lego fig, Neil.
Yes. Gotta have him. Gotta have him. But yeah, John Watts. That's the name. John Watts for Skeleton Crew. Which season 1 looked great, and I don't think it was too much. I think it was just enough for what Skeleton Crew was. So I think they definitely need something going forward. And like we've talked many times, we know Thrawn is going to use all of that old and all them old credits. So
Hmm.
that's how he's going to fund this break here. Also, a good thing too with the Imperial remnants. I know we always love to talk about that. Like all of the entire Shadow Council is waiting upon Thrawn's arrival because now they're really just like, dude, Moff Gideon, that dude was a joke. He had no reinforcements. He was so obsessed with cloning himself. Like, what a weird guy. Even though they
Kept
all
asking
worked
for
under Palpatine.
requisitions.
Yes, like you,
What a
you got to
weird.
get like what in the world is going on? So yeah, so now all of these Imperial remnants with their task force, they're all going to bring in all of these, stormtroopers, and we're going to have those mixed in with whatchamacallit. Goodness gracious, the what are the night troopers? The night troopers. I'm over here
Hmm.
about to say zombie troopers, but yeah, with the night troopers. So we're gonna have regular stormtroopers. We're gonna have night troopers just mixed in and just in combat, bro. And that's what I'm really excited for. That's why I can't wait to see more on Ahsoka season 2, man. I'm just all of this really has me so excited. It makes me feel giddy, man. What we got?
It's gonna be a good bit, dude. Like the lead up to that is gonna be quality, and that's where it's like I hope we get to see it, and it's not just like oh all of our characters are together.
Yeah. Um, Camp Crystal Lake Productions. Yo, what's up? Yeah, we did do the Givey. We did it probably about 15, 20 minutes ago. Delphi won, so shout out to them. Thank you for the mic quality. Usually it's kind of poopy sometimes, but today it sounds good, I guess. Cool.
He says that, and he always sounds crispy. Don't let him fool you.
I was about to say there's sometimes where it's just kind of off, and then like I'll be editing. I'm like, good God, dude, it sounds like I'm under the Atlantic right now. What the hell's going on? Even though it's not confirmed, I'm believing in myself that we're gonna get it. Yeah, dude, that's what Star Wars teaches us, right? It's all about hope, you know. That's how's that turn? Hey, bro. Hey, someone get Brandon Baker, bro. Come on now, get your freaky self out of here, man. Um, but yeah, so like moving on. So if we're talking about hope, here's the big thing. So if we're gonna, wish that we get a season 2, if we're gonna hope that there's a season 2, what about Ben Solo? What about Ben Solo, man? I feel like the easiest way for Simon Kinberg to pop off with this episode 10, 11, 12 of a trilogy, the way you get everyone back together is you just reincorporate some old themes but in a new way. So, what was The Force Awakens? Basically a New Hope 2.0, right? I feel like everyone can kind of agree on that. They have to blow up a space station. They have to find the new Force user. They have to, basically run around. We could see Han, Chewie, really cool. Leia's there, but this is the way that for episode 10 you can really, really go out and you basically make this 2 movies in one and cap it with, Simon Kinberg's initial thoughts and reactions. So Simon Kinberg turned in a 70-page script and idea to Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy when she was still there, which Kathleen Kennedy is still there. She's not like
Yeah.
overdoing everything. So now Lin-Manuel Brennan and Dave Filoni are able to, tackle in on these things. So pretty much what you do, the hunt for Ben Solo, that's already been scrapped to a sense. Disney didn't like the idea, so what they did was they shut it down. Steven Soderbergh's like, yeah, if it was going to happen, it would have happened by now, so we're out. Adam Driver, no matter whether he likes it or not, he's a part of Star Wars. Like if they're gonna get Adam Driver back, that's a good actor to bring back. The dude is just really good at his craft. Plus, he did a great job of Kylo Ren. But we only got to see a little glimpse of him as Ben Solo. We got to see a little glimpse of him being Leia's son, being Han's son, and that was some of the best things in my opinion was seeing Ben Solo. Kylo Ren's cool, but seeing Ben Solo is one thing. So I do think that what they do with episode 10, Simon Kinberg's all right, look, I'm going to take these 2 scrapped ideas. I'm going to take the hunt for Ben Solo. I'm going to throw this in. We're going to go maybe spend 30 to 45 minutes of Rey going to find Ben Solo. Maybe she hears from him. They have a Force dyad. There's going to be so many different things that he's going to be calling to her. And then you get characters like Anakin Skywalker and potentially Luke Skywalker with their Force ghosts. I mean, who can say no to that? Luke heard Ben Kenobi's, voice in the back of his head. Luke, use the Force. You'll always be one with the Force. Blah blah blah. We've seen it before, and Yoda's Force ghost as well. Like, there's so many different things that we can see. But, bro, imagine being in the big screen, seeing episode 10, and then here's Hayden Christensen's Force ghost. Are we all not just breaking down? I mean, we see it in Ahsoka, but like, imagine that in a movie, bro.
Well, and that's where it's like we're already establishing the world between worlds, so it's like they have the I mean they have the possibility to do whatever they want in that aspect of being able to go back, bring characters to come have like a conversation with where whether it's a near-death experience where maybe when Rey is looking for Ben, like that's where Ben wakes up in the world between worlds. And like you said, he gets to have that conversation, not with Vader, but with Anakin. Like he gets that one-on-one with his grandfather that he always wanted, type vibe. And then Anakin gets to give him like the, hey man, wasn't chalked up as it wasn't the grass wasn't greener. Like there was a lot of things that you could take from this, learn from this, and then we get the reunification of Rey and Kylo in the sense of a you know uh, almost like the white Gandalf of Kylo coming back, and it's like completely different character in a sense, but we get to see them again on the big screen, whether it's leading the new Jedi Temple and going forward with that, or taking on whatever this threat is with the that we see in you know uh, Starfighter. And it's like, what if it's something from the EU where it's like the Yuzong Vong type of vibe, where it's like we really get like the next existential threat of, the universe, where it's not just something in universe that we know of. It's like, no, it's a whole other, you know, bring in the new bad.
Yep. And that's cool. Is it doesn't have to be, the empire again. It doesn't need to be the first order, kind of how they reshaped that. It doesn't have to be any like army or an empire. It could literally just be something from the Nether, dude. Like even Tor Valon was another one. That's who the main villain was actually going to be in the sequel trilogy when they were kind of going through the first takes of it. So, I mean, why
Hmm.
not reuse that? There's so many ideas that have been reused in all of Star Wars. Like, how many ideas did George Lucas reuse throughout the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy? So I don't know, dude. I just really think that there's so many things. And on top of the Hunt for Ben Solo, you take, Star Wars movies typically run 2.5 hours. You take what that movie would have been and you just shrink it. Take out the good stuff from it and put that into this episode 10. And then on top of George Nolfi's new Jedi Order, that's the next thing is Rey starting up her new Jedi Order. So she's basically restarting from scratch. And it's not going to be, you don't want it to be like the old Jedi Temple. You know what I'm saying? Where people are just like, oh, it's just the
No
Jedi, it's not like
attachment,
what it used to
nothing.
be. Right. And it's just like, could that have been why they didn't succeed back then? I know they're taken as children. They learn the ways of the Force and they stick to the script, But ultimately it ended and that they were so vulnerable and like so over and what's that one term that what's his name used in the Acolyte? He said they were dogmatic, like the way that they thought, and he's like, one of y'all is gonna snap, pretty much, and it's gonna be bad news bears, and look what happened.
That
Look what
Anakin quote,
happened.
the "you lack conviction," like you need to see this, and it's like
Yes.
had the council just accept, God forbid Anakin gets accepted to the council and rewrites the whole setup, like at some point
Yeah.
he would be leading that council and would be like, we're gonna do things differently, most likely, like I'm the chosen one, I'm gonna rewrite the Force. Like had that never happened where he fell to the dark side, had Mace Windu just shut up, like there's a lot of things where it's like Anakin could have been that guy where it's like, no, we're gonna have connections, we're gonna, establish that attachment. Like we're not gonna run from their feelings type vibe, everything that
Right.
he was told not to do.
Yeah. And bro, and it's just like all of those ideas coming together where it's just like you don't want anything to be like it was in the past. Like Ray, I think it's going to be cool if Ray gets those Jedi texts from Luke and is able to kind of go out. Maybe we get like a little 5 minute little dialogue of Ray telling, whatever character, like, hey, this is what I went through. Like we would love to see some ancient Sith stuff. We'd love to see some ancient Jedi stuff to where like they go back and they touch on that a little bit in the sequel trilogy. They just don't show us. And dude, I just think you smash in these two movies into one and then let Kinberg cook the rest of the way. Because that's a beautiful setup, bro. If we go to the theaters and see episode 10, maybe because at Star Wars Celebration next year, they're gonna announce so many things.
Yeah.
So many things, bro. Like all these new projects, but that's a different tangent. But I mean, dude, like, what does this do for Star Wars, bro? It reignites. We get to see characters from the original trilogy. We get to see characters from the prequel trilogy. We're gonna be with characters from the sequel trilogy. Like these sequel trilogy characters going forward, they might have the most screen time of any character in all of Star Wars because they're getting literally two trilogies. So that's
And
literally the future of Star Wars.
could we see Old Republic with like, we get that aspect where Palpatine is like, I'm all the Sith and she's all the Jedi, but like she is a Palpatine. So it's like, could she have that connection to the dark side where it's like if she's in, a very uh dark side heavy presence or planet or temple or something like that, it's like, could she go speak with like Malgus or like talk to Revan or like see them in a force type of vibe where it's like now we're bringing back Old Republic, characters to actually have a conversation with that where it's like, you know but that's kind of a little bit out there,
Yeah.
but it's
Hey,
like, yeah,
hey,
yeah, all those texts are from the Old Republic, that they've lasted thousands of years.
right. Yeah, that would be a good way to bring in.
Like
Just
she goes
because,
to Korriban or something and it has a vision.
hey man, you can't ever say no because we're also talking about the same character that shot electricity out of her hands. So that's I mean, yeah, we've seen her tap in. We've seen what happens when she, taps in with the dark. We've seen Mace Windu, characters like Mace Windu and Qui Gon Jinn, how they can kind of dabble with both, but we don't really get to see that. So, damn, bro, that'd be kind of crazy. And then plus, like her being in a Force dyad with Kylo Ren, this is something that hasn't been seen in generations. From the words of Palpatine
Hmm.
himself, their essence literally like buffed Palpatine. Like he's just has his hands out and is just pulling the life form from them, and bro is like restored completely. Like so, those two together are going to be very, very strong. So Kylo Ren spent all of his time studying the dark side as well, but he was also chasing the fact of wanting to be his grandfather. I mean, guys, Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, he's a whiny Skywalker. How many times have we seen this? We've seen it with Anakin, we've seen it with Luke, we've seen it with Kylo Ren. They all have their little moments. But hey, he was just obsessed with the fact of trying to finish what his grandfather started. And that's another thing where it comes full circle. That entire time Kylo Ren is chasing Darth Vader, in this movie we could see Ben Solo finding Anakin Skywalker. Because which would you rather see, Kylo Ren and Vader, or would you rather see Ben Solo and Anakin? Like, what would you rather see?
I mean, I love Vader, so I'd always love to see more Vader. But it's like, I'm a big Hayden stan, so it's like if we can get that conversation where, he's like, I was chasing you, and then Anakin's like, well, I was chasing Anakin. Like I was chasing my prior self, like once I became that. So it's like there's a lot they could do with that.
Yeah, and see, bro, that's the thing where it's just like you want that more emotional standpoint. And something that they could even pull from the Ahsoka series is when you see Anakin tap into Vader and then back to Anakin, back to Vader, back to Anakin. Like when he says the "you lack conviction" part
Hmm.
to Ahsoka. Like, how cool would it be to see Anakin and Ben in the world between worlds and they're standing facing each other? And I mean, has there been any moment, like whether it's comics, books, or even just in canon lore, that Ben Solo slash Kylo Ren even knows like what Anakin Skywalker was, like what he looked like or anything? Like, is there anything of that?
Not to my knowledge that we've gotten, but it's like surely, there would have been like he would have seen some training videos or seen something from his old past. Or I'm sure that he would have seen videos of Vader for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Even in the Kylo Ren Legacy of Vader, he sees so many different things of Vader. Like even one of like his right hand men at his Mustafar castle, like Vader's castle. He
Hmm.
shows Kylo Ren pieces of Vader and like he's able to see like holograms. But how freaking sick visually would it be if Ben sees Anakin and he's just like, "Who are you?" And then he's like, "I'm literally your grandpa, dude." Like it would be funny for us and also just so emotional to see that connection between the two. So I think it would be insane if Hayden or like Anakin is like, this was us before, and then it turns both of them into Vader and Kylo Ren standing in front of each other. Insane moment in all of Star Wars where we get to see Kylo Ren and Darth Vader just looking at each other. And then he basically Anakin showing him like what we were. This is us now. And then they turn right back into Anakin and Ben Solo looking at each other. But I don't know, dude. I think if Hayden Christensen and Adam Driver share screen time together, I don't know, bro. Like I don't know what else I could ask for in Star Wars, bro. Like that right there emotionally would connect everyone and it would be so damn good. And it's just like, bro, this is what it's all about. It'd be
And that would be
beautiful.
cool. There's our episode 10, 11, 12 talk.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, you start here and then where's it go? Where's it go from here, you know? I don't know, Disney. Do it. Just freaking do it, man. But also it's just kind of shaping that up to be. I mean, how many people out there are like, "Hey, Hunt for Ben Solo, where's this at? This would be great." You know,
Yeah.
it's it's a good way, and I don't know, dude. I
Well, and
just
that
like it.
time period is going to coincide with, Starfighter. So it's like then we get to Starfighter, and it's like we've heard of there being a Force user with a lightsaber in Starfighter. So then it's like where does that play into that aspect of surely we're not getting like a big like Ray or any of those people in Starfighter. I don't think so. Like the rumor is the Mia Goth rumor, um, but it's like where does that lead into where it's what her affiliation is with the Force,
Yep. Yeah, dude. And the other thing that I've really seen is like Mia Goth, bro. Like seeing her like in other projects that she can play a freaking psycho ass character. She's definitely just like really out there. She's real aggressive in some scenes, so that's going to be cool to see Ryan Gosling and Flynn Gray being basically tracked down by Mia Goth. And yeah, what is Mia Goth, man? Like there's rumors that she's like a Balin and Shin prototype, kind of like she's like that dark Ronin, Jedi slash Sith mercenary, whatever, So it's like, what's her purpose? She's obviously out looking for an apprentice, and is that Flynn Gray's character? Maybe, but I think the ultimate goal is trying to get Flynn Gray to Ray. I think that's just the best thing imaginable. He's obviously a Force user, so where is this gonna go? So, but yeah, dude, I also too rumors that there's gonna be lots and lots and lots of lightsabers in Star Wars Starfighter. So it's just like, where are all these lightsabers coming from? Like, what are your first thoughts?
you you tell me, dog. Like I'm sitting here like y- we keep getting to that point where it's like I'm always gonna have that take where like there's gonna be Force users in the galaxy. Like Order 66, they didn't kill everybody. There's going to be, 10,000 Jedi spread out throughout the galaxy. Some of them are going to get away. Some of them are going to have those teachings. They're going to find apprentices. Like they're going to find other Force users, things like that. Examples like, Fallen or, the Cal Kestis game where it's like he finds a holocron of Force users. So it's like, you know, there's so many things where it's like there's going to be Force users available for them to pull from, but the issue comes from like, okay, well, where were they? And like, they just established where did they get the lightsaber from? Like, how do we establish that background to these characters? Um, so yeah, if like people just show up with like a bunch of blue and green lightsabers, it's gonna be like, huh? You know?
Yeah, it's like, where do we go from here? Like it's something that we love to see in a Star Wars movie. And bro, you guys are probably gonna see some like first takes and like maybe the first like 5-10 minutes of Star Wars Starfighter at Celebration, because that'll be out a month later. So that's gonna be pretty sick. And you will tell me, John, you will tell me what you see.
Yes, I will be at
Um,
celebration with the boys, fanning out over that.
but yeah, that'll be so sick, man. But what's up, Melissa? Good to see you here. What's going on? Claire Dune also talking about the world between worlds as well. Yeah. Cam is over here. What, bro? Why? I think it's really weird when people talk about themselves in the comments. Um, yeah, right here. Like, what are you doing, Cam? No. What is it like to be the goats of Star Wars creators? I don't know.
Yeah, ask
obviously
yourself,
talking.
bro.
We're obviously talking to the goat of Star Wars creation. Um, yeah, you're just at Star Wars Celebration. You see the whole movie. That's a great thing for Star Wars right there.
Everybody signs an
Uh,
NDA.
yeah, yeah. Like as you walk out, you're like signing a piece of paper, signing a piece of paper. That'd be so good. That'd be funny as hell. Skywalker Ryan back in the building. What's up, bro? Um, oh, that's so good. Zero questions probably does the opening scene. Oh, okay. I see. Um, but yeah, dude. Who else did we have? We had someone else here too. With Star Wars news. So the future. Dude, what do you think is the I kind of have two questions for you. So like what do you think the next Tales of series is and when do you think that's going to come out? Because we're talking about future projects, but where's the next Tales iteration come from? Or what would you like to see?
I mean, I would always personally like to see like, I mean, I guess it's like the, Clone Wars, but like I would love to see like, more Bad Batch or Special Forces type of clones throughout, the Clone Wars vibe. You could always go to like, you know, if we're looking at like Inferno Squad from Battlefront 2, like maybe some like
Ooh.
Special Force Imperial squads trying to like get the jump on the rebels, things like that. Um, it's like with the Mando movie coming out, we now have the vacuum of Hut space. So it's like, could it be Tales of the Crimson Dawn or something like that, where it like builds up their entire history and then shows them trying to take over now what is now Hutta or something like that. Um, so I don't know, man. Like I feel like I never really know where they're gonna go with the Tales of, and especially since we haven't gotten anything like hinting. We all we have right now is like that Ninth Jedi visions thing going on. Um, I don't really know, man. What are your thoughts on that?
Dude, I feel like Hodja is just picking into my brain right now. I do want to see Tales of the Huts. They opened that door up, dude. They really did. Man, that'd be so sick. But yeah, kind of like you said too. It's just like we don't really know what's leading into it. Like what's gonna give us that inkling. I mean, there's no like I would believe that there's no chance for the rest of 2027. We just had Maul Shadow Lord. We just had Mando and Grogu, and now we're gonna wait for Star Wars Visions. Like I don't think that's the only thing. I think we're gonna get a little bit more. And like I said, there's gonna be more announcements for more things this probably this month. I would say. I bet they're just gonna let the Mando and Grogu just ride for another 2 weeks or so, and then we're really gonna get into it. So yeah, dude. I don't know. My what I would love to see is Luke with his Jedi Temple. I would love to see that, and then God damn it. Tales of the Big Pipe, huh? Tales of the Pipe. All right, bro. Hey, chill out. Anyways, so if yeah, going forward, I would love to see like a Luke. I know that April just mentioned that Luke in his Jedi Temple would be amazing. And then maybe we could see a little young Ben Solo in there. That would be really cool. So maybe Tales of the
Tales of like
Order,
Tales of
Tales of the
Luthen or something like that. Tales of the
oh
something where it shows like Luthen and was it Clara?
Clea.
Clea, like them building like their syndicate, you know? How did he get the
That would be
Fondor
sick too.
Hallcraft? Like, how did so
Oh, that would be sick too. Tales of Luthen's pieces, like so each and every little thing he gets in the shop, it shows how he obtained all that. That'd be kind of sick too. Like just give me like a 5 minute just like run through of him just getting all of these pieces. Like how did he get like Plo Koon's mask? How did he get Queen Amidala's like headpiece? How do you get like the Nautilin blade? The Nautilin blade though, when they showed that, that was crazy.
where
I
they
was
get
just like,
Star
damn.
Killer's mask from?
Yes. Tales of the drop shooters. We want more girlies kicking butt. Hey, I'm down for that. Hey, I'd love to see
Hmm.
a good ass kicking. I'm cool with that. Um,
That's gonna live
oh
for
my god.
years to come, bro.
Did they do that on purpose, bro? Like, let's be for real.
Absolutely. That's such a marketing scheme.
Like for all of us, like terrible people that just think this is funny. Tales of the activists. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
cool. I'd love to
Hmm.
see all those little things, dude. Tales Tales of the Clone Wars, bro. Like, is it cheap if they do 3 episodes showing like Boba Fett, and then we finally get that season 7 where it's Cad Bane versus Boba, and we get to see that dent in his helmet,
The duel.
or like, bro, like, and then like, what could another one be like?
Tales of the Old Republic, April just said that, and that's like money, you know? Like some of the best content of Star Wars out there, at least to me personally, and like short clips, is the cinematics from like Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic and the KOTOR games. And it's like they have some of the best cinematics that they built for those games. So like if they were to go back and do some of that with an 8 episode run, that would be incredible. Like seeing Malgus really go through his campaign or yeah, that would be sweet, dude.
It would be, and I would be down with that. The only thing that I would kind of feel sketched out by is just how the older public is so it's such a it's such like a little it's very niche in a way, but it's very like it's very sensitive. You know, I feel like it would have to be done perfectly for those older public fans to be like, okay, that was great. Because
Hmm.
I think that's kind of why they don't make anything is because it would have to be so perfect to the sense to where there's no too heavy critiques be like, oh, that didn't happen, this didn't happen, because that that part in canon isn't really explored as much to where if they wanted to go a different route or Filoni's like, hey, I want to see this part, it would have to be perfect for them to be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is great, this is good,
But like,
So, but
think of
I want more of it. I want more of it so bad,
a Darth Nihilus episode where they show him just consuming the planet, like by eating the Force. Like that would be
bro.
insane, dog. Like to really show the extent that some of these dudes had.
Have you seen that? See, I would like that too because I think Nihilus, just off of looks, right up my alley. Right up my
Hmm.
alley. I love how he looks, but I think it would be funny too, is if they do kind of like that TikTok edit where it's just like him standing like a desert, and everyone's just like the chick like turns around and looks at him, and he's just literally he's like this,
All
like
he
bro's
did
just
was move
standing there.
forward.
Like bro's literally aura maxing just around the area. Like she'll like pan the camera over, he's standing in another area. And then she'll like turn around and then look back and he's like standing over here. And it's just like, what is this dude doing? Like he's scary as hell.
They had all these older public dudes looking so cool. Malgus, Revan,
Oh dude.
Nihilus, like a Momin. All these dudes looked sweet.
Yeah, see, and that for me, I haven't explored that timeline too well. There's a couple things where I'm just like, ooh, man, that sounds fucking sick. Like, I need more of that. Um, so yeah, like I need me, the fan I am, I need more of that so I can like take it all in and just like watch it and be like, man, this is awesome. Um, Dude, that's so funny. What did Brandon say? He said it all started with Neil. No, you started it with Neil. That's so funny.
Tales of the Wookiees would be cool too. Like that's something they don't show. That's always like Chewie's a main character to Star Wars universe. We have the Yoda quote of Wookiees being a great ally. Like we gotta, go help them out. Seeing them like being able to like a story of Chewie would be cool. Like seeing him grow up and then like transition into being alive for the Clone Wars, being alive for the fall of the Republic, being alive for, the fall of the Empire. He's got some stories.
Oh yeah, it's all there. They just have to do it. That's literally what it all comes down to. But yeah, there's so many different Tales of series. I like I said though, Tales of the Clones would be sick too, man. Give us a little bit more. They have all the story there. That's where you could really do, throw in those battalions that you mentioned, and also like the Bad Batch. I would love to see those guys back again. Like, could you imagine seeing Tech again? Like, all of our hearts would break, but it would just be so good. Revan, yeah, dude, that would be so sick.
Yeah.
I would love to see those two.
Like
Yeah,
some Darth Vitiate, like that dude. Talk about Ormaxing, like the all white armor, like that dude was
yeah.
clean.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about him until like a year ago. Shout out Commander J Bricks. He was telling me about him. I'm just like, oh, so is this why we don't have more of this? Because this dude's just like the best
Yes.
character of all time. You know, it's just like who Palpatine. Palpatine exists. Who's that guy? Because if you look at Lord Vitiate, or he has like three different names too. Like who just gets to have three different names? We thought Palpatine and uh um Sidious were like two greatly like, oh my god, the dude has two names. It's like Dooku and Tyrannus. Or you're like, oh my god, two names. Nah, it's like Valkorian, Vitiate. Um, God, I think he had even another name where it's just like, oh, okay, so this guy is just, he just does what he wants.
Yeah. So there's a lot with where it's like I would like to explore the Old Republic, and maybe it takes some time. Maybe we give it a little bit, especially with the feedback that the Acolyte got. Um, but it's like I would like to see Chimere's story continue if we're going to talk about that. It's like if we're looking
Bro.
at the future, it's like I would like to see a story of Chimere of like whether it's just him or whether it's, like I thought he was a great character. So I was like, if we could move on with him telling a story, we saw Plagueis, being able to get like a little bit more exposition on that, um, before the lead up of the, or even turning, seeing like Palpatine as a Plagueis apprentice and seeing, his book come to life. Like that would be cool.
Yeah. That would be sick, dude. Oh my god, don't even get me started on Chimera. Hey guys, just to let y'all know, in like 2 months from now, John and I will definitely be photo opping with Manny Jacinto. So that's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be like, bro, I love you, bro. You're great. He's like, hey, security, get this dude. I'm gonna be like, no, 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 no. You didn't let me
Security.
finish, bro. You didn't let me finish. What I was saying was like, I want to see more of you on
Hey
screen,
yo,
bro. Come
wait.
on.
I'm saying,
Oh wait, never mind, never mind. No, he's cool. He's cool. He's cool. Um, hey, Adelphi, we cannot let him go, man. We cannot do that.
hmm
I just saw my wife calling me, and I was like, uh oh, is everything okay? But I think I heard her upstairs yelling at my son. I think he just butt dialed me. That's so funny. I was about to say, hey, oh, give me a minute, give me a minute. Um, but yeah, dude, Manny Jacinto, bro. I don't know. I read a tweet though that Manny should like Chimera should have a game where you can fully explore like the dark side and like go through like different missions and tactics with him, maybe wipe out Jedi, whatever that story would be. But but I don't think we should just settle with Manny Jacinto and slash Chimera slash the Stranger just for a video game. Like
hmm
he is made for live action.
Yeah.
And I feel it's just like even with the sequel trilogy. Some people didn't like him, or some people didn't like the story. Cool, but for the most part, y'all liked how Kylo Ren looked. So it's just like, yeah, let's get more Kylo Ren. Or it's just like, yeah, you didn't really care for the acolyte, but you liked the stranger. Let's get more of him. I think that's just how you base off of these things, where it's just like, dude, like Chimera is
hmm
so sick. And also, let's be real, bro. Like they Manny Jacinto was invited to the Mandalorian and Grogu premiere, and he went. He's a part of Star Wars, and he's going to get more. There's just
Yeah.
no way. There's no way whatsoever that you don't capitalize on that. Yeah, Phantom Menace Dennis, 1000%, bro. And also, he would not go to conventions, dude. Hayden Christensen didn't go to conventions for 20 years after the Revenge of the Sith because he got hated on so much. Like, and if they were gonna bring Hayden back in future projects, like he would have been at conventions already. But then you see
Yeah.
him at conventions again, and then he's back in Star Wars literally a year or two later. So, um, call it time, whatever. It is what it is. But at the same time, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's a thing too, where apparently like he's been alive for a long time, so it's like, what the hell's wrong with him? Like, is
Nah,
he like,
he's got Plagueis. Plagueis knows the ability to keep yourself alive.
that's a good thing too, or maybe he died before, but he was able to like keep going. I don't know. See, this is why we can't cancel shows. We have to see forward because obviously, I don't know. Acolyte season 1 was not my favorite project whatsoever, but it was not bad. So like going forward, like pretty much 85% of the characters that you see in the Acolyte season 1, they all die. So it's just like, okay, so we're going forward, and obviously Chimera survives, Plagueis
hmm
survives, Osha survives. So it's like, bro, let's keep going with the like, let's follow up there. Like, why is Plagueis following him? What's Chimera's next move? Like, are they gonna fight? Plagueis versus Chimera, lightsaber? Take my money. What do I need to do for that? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And then we'd see, if most likely it would probably be Chimera losing and then him leaving. And then Plagueis is like, well, I got to find my new apprentice. And that's going to take some time. But then at some point that leads to Palpatine.
Literally, like that's the next thing. That is literally the next thing. And I don't know, dude. I think it makes me so mad because I want more Chimera right now. You have his legacy lightsaber. I have his helmet. So it's just like there's so many things where it's just like I need more. Like Chimera
Yeah.
obviously is that guy, bro.
hmm
But yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's gonna be cool. Real quick though, Jen says it took about 10 years for the people who were children and discovered Star Wars in theaters via the prequels to become loud enough. People with new frames of reference will continue to find their voices. That is right.
Absolutely. Yep. 100%. I
That's a
always think about
very
the
very good take.
I'm not sure if it was a celebration or wherever it was where Hayden got that standing ovation for like 15 minutes, and it was like him just like tearing up on stage, and it was like, yeah, man, like love you, dog. Like sorry for all that.
Bro, literally, like back in the day, like growing up, like we've talked about this before, like getting made fun of for liking start like the prequels was insane. Like what? Like Once Upon a Time saying The Revenge of the Sith is my favorite movie, people are like, excuse me, bro. And it's just like, what? What do you mean? Um just all those different things like that. And then plus now it's just like dude, like y'all you think the hate now is like so much different than what it used to be? Like no way, dude. Like Ahmad Best didn't want to do anything. Like he had mental health issues. Jake Lloyd, he's just now coming around to kind of like everyday life yet again. And Hayden, bro, like, are you kidding me? People said he was just like his acting was just so bad. And like, what other projects did you see Hayden Christensen in, man? Like, it all comes around. You got to give it some time. And not everything has to be perfect. That's the thing. And I feel like that's where we kind of get drawn away as Star Wars fans, where we think like these projects are perfect. They're not. They're not perfect at all, but it doesn't have to be. That's not why we watch it. I don't watch Ahsoka because it's perfect. I watch it because I like it. I don't watch Revenge of the Sith because it's perfect. I watch it because I like it.
Yeah,
So
facts.
it's just one of those things, man. I don't know. We would be crazy, crazy if we said everything was so good.
It's like when
But
we compare our movie rankings and show rankings. It's like we're not on par with each other, and that's okay. Like
no, it doesn't have to be. If it was the
no,
same, that would suck.
that'd be
Like
lame.
what? Um, yeah, dude, it's fine. But before we get off, guys, we'll look at Hadra real quick. Acolyte season 2, the Ren, about the stranger and Plagueis learning more of life creation. Chimera loses and then goes off to be the first Ren. Season 3, the Apprentice. Whoa, that cut off.
I mean,
Yep.
Tales of the Ren.
Yep. I'm all for that, man. Ooh, and then Plagueis meets Sheev, season 4, the Master. And yeah, dude. And even in there was just a recent like POV of Palpatine book where he was actually talking about the stranger and like what he used, like the cortosis and
Hmm.
how he went about things. And yeah, bro, you're telling me 150 years before the sequel trilogy when we see the Ren, yeah, seeing Chimera start the Ren, that would have been amazing. So I'm for all that. It just connects the dots and it enhances the Star Wars story, and that's why I want. So
Yeah.
I have spoken.
Sarah, we did it about like 15 minutes into the stream. Delphi Rangers was actually our winner. They're one of the guys in chat, but we did do it earlier.
Yep. Ryan, I don't. Oh, Star Wars Meg did a video on it, but it was a book that just came out, and it was basically a lot of the inserts were all about Plagueis or not Plagueis, Palpatine and like his POVs of what was going on. So if they're smart, they won't make an Acolyte season 2 because it had so much hate. They won't do that. Yeah, but then they expanded and made the Clone Wars to enhance the prequel trilogy, and we cannot forget that the prequel trilogy was hated on so much because that is a fact. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, guys, with all that being said, we're gonna go ahead and dip out. Thank you to everyone who joined the stream today. We appreciate you guys all entering the giveaway. This was amazing. If you guys do have any more comments, please be sure to leave it down in the comment section. That way we can get back to it. We never leave you hanging. We always comment back. We always want to let you guys know what's going on within the Star Wars universe. So, John, with all that being said, go ahead, tell everyone where they can find you, what you're about before we sign off, man.
Another day, my man, at the Boba Fett with 3 T's. We're hanging out every Sunday. We're here. That was our first givey on this live stream, but Brandon and I both have giveaways that happen, seems like every 2 to 3 months, depending on what our situation is. But if you couldn't get a Saber this time, make sure to keep in tune. We have a bunch of stuff with the Saber company going on, so a bunch of affiliates who are actively giving stuff out. Make sure to check them out. But other than that, man, like, we're here, man. Great day. Woke up today here with the family. So I hope you all enjoy your weekend. Hope you all have a great time. And other than that, we'll catch you on next Sunday.
That's right. Yep. We'll see you guys next Sunday. Be sure to follow us at Instagram. Everything's linked down below. And of course, we do have the Clan Fett merch up now. We do have a new shirt that just launched, all inspired by John. So go check that out. But hey, with that being said, guys, we will see y'all next Sunday. All right. Y'all have a good week. All right. Be good.